Hi guys, and welcome to Guesstimate number 5 of this series where we solve guesstimates and market sizing questions asked in interviews. So without any delay, let's look at today's question. Estimate the number of shampoo bottles sold in India. This question is asked in a lot of market sizing interviews where instead of shampoo bottles, you can be asked about any other product, but the particular approach remains the same. So once again, before starting with the framework, we ask our interviewer a few clarifying questions just to narrow down our approach. Firstly, what bottle size are we considering? Are we considering the small sachets or the medium sized bottles or the larger ones? Secondly, what is the time frame for which we are calculating the number of bottles sold? And lastly, are we talking about the shampoos sold to businesses like hotels, gyms, and other facilities? Which means, are we focusing on business to business sales or are we considering shampoo bottles bought by consumers directly? So, for the first one, we will be considering only the medium sized shampoo bottles that are common in an Indian household. For the second one, we will be considering the total annual sales that are made in India. And for the last one, we will be considering only those shampoo bottles that are bought directly by consumers, that is the end user. So now we can start with our framework. We can start with India's population and then divide the population into urban and rural. Now, since we know that medium sized shampoo bottles are mostly used by families, we divide the population further into households. Then we will find the percentage of shampoo users among those households. From that number, we will find the percentage of households which would be using a mid-sized shampoo bottle. From that, we will find the total number of households that use medium-sized shampoos. This will be our framework. Now, let's fill in the numbers. Considering India's population to be 1.4 billion, of that, we are considering 70% to be under rural population and 30% under the urban category. So in the rural household, there are on average 5 members in a family. Thus, total rural household would be 1 billion divided by 5, that is 200 million households. Similarly, in the urban category, there are 4 members in a family on an average. So that gives us 100 million urban households. Now, considering that only 20% of the rural households use shampoos, as it could be considered a bit of a luxury expense, this gives us 40 million households. And on the urban side, maybe 80% use shampoos, so that gives us 80 million users. On the rural side, out of the 40 million households that uses shampoo, only about 10% would be using a medium sized bottle because others would largely be using sachets and small bottles to keep their expenses low. Whereas on the urban side, out of 80 million users, about 70%, that is 56 million, would be using a medium bottle while others may be using a large bottle. So in total, we get 56 plus 4, that is 60 million households that use medium-sized shampoos in India. Now, considering a single shampoo bottle lasts 1 month, so we need 12 bottles in a year. So total bottles used by all households in a year would be 12 into 6, that is 720 million bottles every year. So the answer is 720 million medium-sized shampoo bottles are bought in a year in India. This is our answer. So by dividing the population into urban and rural and then into households, we were able to keep our calculations clean and easy. That's it for this guesstimate. I hope you learned something new from this video and I will see you in the next one. Until then, thanks for watching.